Okay, we're starting with blood today. And so we already talked about a little bit about the heart and about the blood vessels. So now we're going to talk about blood. Red blood cells, those are these. They contain hemoglobin. So we've talked about that before. That's a protein, and that protein has iron in it, which is able to carry oxygen to all the cells of the body. So the function of red blood cells is to carry oxygen to the cells of the body. And a red blood cell really is just a little sac of hemoglobin. The white blood cells are these. And there are several different types, but what you need to know is that they fight infections. They'll also fight things that aren't infections that are foreign. So, for example, a cancer cell that is going to look foreign to your body, and your white blood cells will fight those too. Then the next one are these little things, the platelets. These help to clot blood. Yeah, go ahead, William.
There's one right there.
There's one right here, you're right. So these clot blood, there's also other stuff in the blood. It'll be in the liquid part of the blood. Fibrinogen, for example. Yep, there's a bunch of them. You're right, William. And so anyway, there's some dissolved proteins that are in the liquid part of the blood. And once the platelets start making a plug, the liquid stuff will come out and become solid, and that will help make a clot too. But the platelets are part of what starts the whole process. William, you ready for the crazy part?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What color is blood?
Red.
Red, very good. Blood is red because of red blood cells. And you see this stuff? The liquid stuff? Yeah, it's yellow. It's crazy, but the liquid part of your blood is yellow. Do you believe me?
Not really.
See, not really. So plasma is the liquid part of the blood. It carries the nutrients and the waste. So that's this stuff. Your blood, Anna believes me. Your blood is yellow, and it only looks red because it's got a ton of red blood cells in it.
Last time I heard you say it,
it's hard to believe, though, isn't it? The only reason I believe it.
I guess I do believe it, but it's hard.
It's hard to believe. If you take blood and you take a little bit out of your body, if a doctor does it with a needle, and they put it in a test tube, and they put it in a centrifuge and spin it really, really fast, the cells will be here, and they'll be red. And then up here, the liquid part will have separated out, and this will be yellow. Totally cool, isn't it? That's kind of cool. So the oxygen is in the red blood cells.
Yellow? Is that yellow in cursive? The word yellow?
Yes, that is yellow in cursive. Okay, fun facts about the heart. So there are 4 chambers. 1, 2, 3, 4. The top chambers are small and the bottom chambers are big. So upper chambers receive blood from the body. So I have arrows to show you that. So this is an upper chamber, and it's getting blood from...
Wait, where's the heart? Is that the
This whole thing is the heart. Yeah, that whole thing is the heart. And so if you cut the heart open, but not on like let's say you're dissecting a pig or something to learn about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. So the blood can come from the upper part of the body. It's the blood that fed your brain, for example. Or it can come from the lower part of your body, like the blood that fed your toes and your knees and your belly. And so that's blood going into the top. Blood can also go into the other side of the top. And so this is the blood that just came from your lungs, which is why I have bright red color here. And so the upper chambers, you should know the names of them. The upper chambers are called the atria. And the singular for that is atrium. And so the atrium is like a mudroom on a house. It's the part that you walk into. If you take Latin, you probably come up with that word.
Yeah.
And even you've heard that word before?
In Isabel's house.
Oh, Isabel has an atrium, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She has a fancy house, so they have an atrium. Most people have
mudrooms.
They also have
a mud house.
They have a different one that's a mudroom? Yeah, Isabella has a pretty fantastic house. So anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, so do you know why this is dark red and that's bright red? Any idea? No? Because go ahead, Anna.
Maybe because it's on the other side?
Well, sort of. So this blood has lots of oxygen in it, which makes it bright red. And this blood over here does not have very much oxygen, which makes it dark red. So if you have a lot of oxygen, you're bright red, and not very much oxygen, you're dark red. So if you ever got a cut, the blood gets into the air right away, or the air gets to the blood right away and makes it bright red. But if you ever had blood drawn, you'll notice that they take it from a vein, and it's dark red. Looks like that. So the upper chambers are called the atria. and they pump blood to the lower chambers. So there it goes, going from here down to here, or from here down to here. And then the lower chambers, to move this out of the way, the lower chambers pump blood out of the heart. And so fill in the word out, and then the blood from here is going, is going out this way, or from here out over this way. And then on the other side, it goes from here, and then there's a tube going from here to here and out. Path of blood through the heart. So we're going to follow one red blood cell right now. And so we're going to start with the right atrium, which is this.
Part is the heart.
The whole thing's the heart except for the tubes. So the tubes are not the heart, but
Yeah.
these things are the heart. So a red blood cell will go from the right atrium. I have this shown as dark red because it's already fed the whole body by the time it gets back here. And so you're going into the right atrium. And this arrow should probably be like this here, and then it goes here. So it doesn't go through this, it just goes through the tube in the back. And then, what, honey?
Did you know when it goes around your body, it's really quick?
It does go around your body really quick. That's true. That's true. So then it goes to the right ventricle. And then it goes out the pulmonary arteries, this one and this one. So it's going here to the lung on the left side of the body and the lung on the right side of the body. Anything to do with lungs has the word pulmonary in it. For example, CPR, that's cardiopulmonary resuscitation. So the pulmonary is the lung part. How come I have it going from dark red to bright red?
Because it's when
What do you get in your lungs?
breathing.
Oh yeah, and what do you bring in when you're breathing?
Oxygen.
Oxygen! You guys are so smart. You get oxygen there. Good job.
I was about to say the different thing. I don't know. But
Oh, you mean maybe get rid of carbon dioxide?
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Mhm.
Wow, my first graders are amazing, aren't you? And then from the lungs, it's going to go back to the heart. So it goes through the pulmonary veins, which are here. And I should have it bright red, but it's hard to see with that. So
It's
here's,
kind of like black.
yeah, I know. I drew it black because dark red is kind of hard to see when I have the dark red ones. So it can be coming from the left lung or from the right lung. And that's a tube that will go behind the heart and open in about here. And then, let's see, it's the left atrium, then to the left ventricle, which is this part. And then it will go out the aorta, which goes here, through that tube underneath, out this way. And so that's the path of blood through the heart. Once it goes through the aorta, it's going to go through the entire body. Why do you think the body, how come it's bright red and then dark red? What happens to the oxygen when it's going through your body?
It makes you so you can breathe and so you can live.
Yeah, so every cell needs oxygen, and so the oxygen goes from the blood to the body cells. And so the blood coming back through the vena cavas, that's these, is going to be deoxygenated again, and it's going to go like that. What are you showing me, William?
Perfect. So then,
Okay. All right, so what else did I want to say about this? Oh, just a couple things. So this we labeled as a pulmonary artery, and it is an artery because artery means away. Yeah.
what are those things right there?
Yeah. Oh, that's a valve. I'm going to talk about that in our next video. Sit tight on that one. Okay, a couple of naming things. So this we call the pulmonary artery. Artery means it's going away from the heart. You can see by the arrow that it's going away, but the weird thing is that it's deoxygenated. Usually you think of arteries as oxygenated because this is the only one that's deoxygenated. If you're going to the lungs, it's kind of flipped the other way. Just like this thing is a pulmonary vein because it's going to the heart. And it's oxygenated, but it's a vein. And the reason is because it just came from the lungs. So pulmonary circulation is kind of opposite from the other one, systemic, which we'll talk about later. This thing is a vena cava. Is it an artery or a vein? Well, it's going to the heart, so it's a vein. This thing's called the aorta. Is it an artery or a vein? It's taking blood away, so the aorta has to be an artery. And so this is in your notes. You should label it pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. What this means, here's the body, and the heart isn't really outside of the body, but this is just a diagram that you should understand. So this is showing blood. Anna, you're stepping on my thing. This is showing the body here, and all the body cells have taken oxygen, and so the blood gets deoxygenated. It's really not red. I mean, it's really not blue, it's really dark red, but it's, I don't know, they always like to put them red and blue. If you look at your veins in your wrist, guys, look at the veins in my wrist. What color are they?
Blue.
Blue. That's because the tissue is blue.
Yeah.
But the blood itself is red. And you know that if you ever get a scrape, it's red. Okay, so deoxygenated blood is dark red, and it's just fed the whole body, so it's given the oxygen to the muscles and the brain and all that. So it's deoxygenated, it's coming back to the heart. This is the vena cava that would be coming from the bottom of your body. This would be coming from your head and your shoulders. So it goes to the right atrium, goes to the right ventricle, goes out to the lungs. The lung.
That's the head at the top.
Yeah, well, these are the lungs. The lungs really are on either side of the heart. I have a better picture later. But this one is showing you how the blood is going next to the lungs. And when it's in the lungs, it's getting oxygen, which is why it's going from, should be dark red to bright red. Anna, you're stepping on my thing. Okay, and then this is bright red, and so you're getting oxygen, and then it's going to the heart again, so the left atrium, left ventricle, and out to the whole body again. So systemic circulation means it's blood that's going to most of your body systems. Pulmonary circulation means it's blood that's going to your lungs. Also, I want you to label deoxygenated blood, which is the dark red stuff, and then on the other side you've got oxygenated blood. And that is the end of that. That's all I want to say here. Wait a minute, Anna and William, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.